I'm back. Probably after like a month or 4 weeks or something like that. But today, if you read the title, you know, um, I'm going to be redrawing some of my old drawings, and fully coloring them and see if I've gotten any better. Getting straight into it, I have this lovely piece of art. Oh my gosh! And keep in mind, this whole thing was probably traced. I'm not gonna lie to you. This was 2021. That was like, what, 5 years ago? Yikes. He was a demon, and I drew all of his stats out. Like, that's crazy. I was fully invested into this character. Getting into redesigning this character or redrawing it, there was very little lore to go off of, and even less personality. All that I know is that he was a demon, a killer, and that he was scratched by a wolf. But the original drawing doesn't convey any emotion. And also the hair was completely just traced off of Pinterest, I'm sure. So I had to go in and make that more of my style now, which wasn't hard, but it just showed how little I knew back then. I don't see how I couldn't succeed at this challenge because holy moly. So at this point, I had finished the kind of rough draft, and I wasn't completely done because I was thinking about his lore. And I realized that there wasn't much to go off of because I think I just drew this character and never touched it again. And he was looking a bit plain to me. So I figured that if he didn't have lore, concrete lore, then I would just make my own for him, and that'd be the best solution. So I just went in with his horns, but then I got to thinking, what if his horns were smaller? Because if his horns were smaller, then that would explain why he styles his hair so wildly. He styles his hair that way so he can hide his horns, because his horns are so obvious. But then I was like, I don't really like these horns, they're too generic. So I just completely changed the look of the horns into more curved and eventually like changeling horns, like the horns from My Little Pony, because I think that suited his aesthetic more, because there's more mystery around him now. And I changed the scar on his bottom cheek to be more of a burn scar, like Tanjiro's scar from Demon Slayer, because I think it's more interesting to have a burn than just a little scar on your chin. So at this point, I was ready to color and I was swatching colors, but going back to one of the two problems I said earlier in the video, Kaio's color palette was very, very saturated and very bright. So much so that I just immediately went in with this lighter yellow because I couldn't do Kaio like that. If this was going to be a true test of my improvement, I had to flex, how much I learned about color. And I definitely couldn't do those very bright, saturated, almost neon colors that he had in his original design. So I went in with the orange that you can see right here to add some variation. And I don't really focus on hair that much, but I figured for this design I might as well, because it's about 50% of his design. So I had to do him service. And then I went in with the undertones of the skin, going a bit lighter because he is pale in the original, and making sure I get that cheek and that scar in. And then I go in with a teal, which took forever to like render down and blend into the skin. And then a yellow, just following what I usually do with these circumstances. And then the neck, I did very little because I know I'm going to go in with colored pencil later. Okay, so there's a big jump here because I just could not record and like do all of this. So yeah, here's it about like 75% done. I still have to color the hoodie and I still have to fix a lot of the blending issues. You could see that teal on his cheek is still very much there. and blending the neck down. But I got the horns. I did the changeling horns, and I got the hair, and I did the eyes too, which everything that is done at this stage, I'm pretty proud of. The horns look really cool, and the hair looks really cool, much better than the original. So I wasn't gonna do the blue hoodie because I just didn't like it, but then I decided, why not? I'll just do the blue hoodie. And at this point, I jumped, and it was about 95% done, but it was just cosmetics at this point. So I went in with my Prismacolor pencil, and I just smoothed out some of the edges. I added some more variation within the hair, so it wasn't so flat, and your concentration wasn't only on this sky blue hoodie that I drew on him. That was one of the main reasons why I didn't want him to have a blue hoodie, but I didn't want to change too much from the design, and that blue hoodie was very much, it was kind of lazy originally, but I gotta stick to it. It's the same thing I would have done even today. So I'm just going in with a dark blue and adding some variation. And right here, you can see that I am almost done. I am 97% done. But I'm missing one crucial thing. The scar! I almost forgot the scar. So I went in and added that scar because that was, not kidding, about 13% of personality in the original drawing, maybe even 20. So I went in with my Prismacolor and my acrylic marker, and yeah, I fixed it. I added this scar, thankfully. And this video was shorter in the end because I decided to only do one. But if you like this video, then I'll do more. Bye.